Hello student, good morning to all. You are welcome in the video classes. Already I have been uploaded one video regarding the introduction of cell, history of cell theory, what are the differences between prokaryotic cell and eukaryotic cell, and type of cell, that is the unicellular and multicellular cell. So this is the revision class, and today we will cover the shape in size of cell, structural component of cell. So before going to these two topics, I would like to speak something about the microscope, because microscope is a device, it is an instrument which is used to observe the tiny cells. The history of microscope starts from the Robert Hooke. In your book, Robert Hooke has made their own simple microscope, but as the techniques advancement go ahead or come down, there we find the various type of microscope. So there are three kind of microscope we are generally use in the biology. One is called the simple microscope. Simple microscope is using the source of light to reflection of the image. It has two categorization, that is the light microscope and compound microscope. So light microscope and compound microscope is normally used in the laboratory. There is another category of microscope, that is called the electron microscope. Here the beam of light is used to convert or to reflect the image, and the microscope first of all was invented by Galileo, but it was very simple, and in the year 1665 Robert Hooke made his own microscope, but the credit goes to the discovery of this simple microscope is Jacarius and Jensen. Jacarius and Jensen has invented the light microscope, that is a compound microscope, but in 1930 there was two scientists, Knoll and Ruska. Knoll and Ruska invented the electron microscope. Electron microscope provide the best vision ultrastructure of the component of the cell. So come to the topic, that is the shape and size of cell. Now the question is, why the cell is called structural and function unit of life? The cell is called structural and function unit of life because cells are having or performing various duties, various responsibilities in a cell. Therefore, due to the adaptation of different job or different function, their shape is also not fixed. Their shape is variable. But don't be confused, all the cells are variable. No. Number of cells which are variable are, example, amoeba and WBC, that is the leukocytes in our cases, in the blood cells, and most of the cases in our body are fixed cell. They have a proper shape of the cell. If I am giving the example of liver cell, it is found in our liver and the shape is polygonal, and second example is the ova or egg cell, it is spherical in shape. Now the epidermal cells, you know the epidermal cells in the plant tissue, in the animal tissue, that is outermost protective covering is called the epidermal cell, and it is dome shape or barrel shape. And RBC, it is the biconcave or disc-like structure. Sperm cell is not threaded, it is a small thread-like structure, but the anterior part is having the knob-like. And the nerve cell, it is elongated and branched. So these are the some different shape of the cells. And why this different shape of cells are reported in the plants and animals? Because they perform different kind of duties, different kind of work, physiological function in the cells. Therefore, they have different shape. Now come to size of cell. The size of cells is starting from from 0.2 micrometer to 5.0 micrometer. This is the smallest cell, and the smallest cell is known as bacteria. The example of this smallest cell is bacterial cell, that is the mycoplasma. So mycoplasma is a free living cells, and it is the smallest one, and it is normally called as PPLO, pneumonia like organism. So mycoplasma is also known as PPLO, and it is the smallest free living cell. So bacterial cell is the also smallest one. Now come to the largest cell. The largest cell is ostrich cell, egg cell. You have seen the egg of the hen, egg of the birds, egg of the reptiles. So similarly, ostrich egg is the largest cell, and it is about 170 millimeter into 135 millimeter. It is about 17 centimeter in the length. Largest, this is the longest animal cells. You know the nerve cell is the longest animal cells, and it is about 90 centimeter to 100 centimeter. That is 1 meter approximately. And the smallest animal cell, that is human cell, is RBC or sperm cell. So in our body, the smallest cell is the red blood cells or sperm cell, and the longest cell is nerve cell. So this is the different ranges of the cells. Now the question is, size of the cells are fixed for the particular organism, but their number may be variable. If I am giving the example of elephant and rat, so in what way they are differ? Both elephant and rat having the number of cells, but elephant has more number of cells as compared to rat. Elephant has more number of cells. If the number of cells are much more than the value, and the weight will be also bigger as compared to the smaller organism. So their size remain the same here, but number is changing. So biggest the animal, the number of cells will be larger. Smallest animal, number of cells will be lesser. Now come to the what are the component of cell. What are the part of a cell? For a point information, in class 8 you have studied that plant cell having the cell wall, but animal cell do not have the cell wall. So plant cell, due to the presence of the plant cell wall in the plant, there the component is cell wall, plasma membrane and protoplasm. These three things will be there. Means cell wall, plasma membrane and protoplasm. These are the three components of plant cell. Now the question is that what is a protoplasm and what is a protoplast? Protoplasm is the viscous jelly fluid inside the cell. It means it is spread from plasma membrane. So below the plasma membrane, or that is called the cell membrane, we found the liquid semi-solid, or it is a viscous fluid or jelly-like fluid, that is called the protoplasm. But what is a protoplast? Protoplast does not found in the case of animal cell. It means in the plant cell, when the cell wall is removed, it is called naked cell, and it contains plasma membrane, cytoplasm and nucleus. So cytoplasm, nucleus and plasma membrane collectively known as protoplast, and protoplast is without cell wall. So now let us see what is the structural component of a cell. The structural component of a cell is plasma membrane. First one is the plasma membrane. It is also known as cell membrane. Next one is the protoplasm. So just I told, the protoplasm as protoplasm. The protoplasm is the viscous fluid within the plasma membrane. Again here there is some differentiation between cytoplasm and protoplasm. It means these liquid fluid area contain nucleus also. The rest part from nucleus, that is the space occupied by the nucleus, this is the left part. Now it is called the cytoplasm. So cytoplasm is a part of the protoplasm and it contains several cell organelles, vacuoles and cell inclusions. It means it provides the platform for the cell organelles, vacuoles and cell inclusions. So cytoplasm plus nucleus is known as protoplasm. Protoplasm is essential for the survival of the plant cell or animal cell. If the protoplasm is removed from the cell, the existence of the cell will be no longer. Cell will be die. Second part is the protoplasm. I told you protoplasm is the viscous fluid, jelly-like fluid within the plasma membrane, and it has two regions, that is the cytoplasm and nucleus. I just told the cytoplasm. Cytoplasm is the fluid portion of the protoplasm which provide the place or space to cell organelles, vacuoles and cell inclusions. Cell organelles, what is the cell organelles? These are the structural component of the cell. If we are giving the example of our body, when our body is dissected, then what you find? You find some internal organs inside the body. Similarly, when we observe the cell under the electron microscope, so there we find the structural component or some of the structure which perform specific functions, like liver working some job, kidney working another part, heart is working another part in the human beings. So if we are considering on the cellular level, so cells itself contain certain structural component within the cell. For example, if I am giving the example of ribosomes, so ribosomes play the important role of protein synthesis. If I am giving the example of plastid, so plastid play an important role in photosynthesis and storage of food. If I am giving the example of mitochondria, which is called the powerhouse of cell, it generates the ATP. So these are the some example of cell organelles. So cell organelles are the structural component within the cell which perform specific functions. Now come to the vacuoles. So in the center of a plant cell, you find a large watery fluid area which is like a small balloon shape, that we call the vacuoles. Its function later on we will discuss. Now the cell inclusions, these are the embedded tiny structures like fat globules, starch molecules or proteins molecules which are suspended to the cytoplasm. Now the nucleus is having four components. It having the four regions. One is this is called nuclear membrane. The outermost layer of nucleus is known as nuclear membrane. It has a subspherical body inside the nucleus that we call the nucleolus, and this region, which is a viscous fluid, jelly-like fluid, is known as nucleoplasm. And in the nucleoplasm, you find some thread-like structure that we call the chromatin fiber. So chromatin fiber are interchromatin thread-like structure found in the nucleus. Chromatin fiber later on we call the chromosomes, and that is the genetic material of a particular cell. So this is a general idea about the shape, size of the cell and what are the structural component of the cells. Once again I am repeating, shape and size of the cell. Shape and size of the cells are variable they are not fixed. Some of the cases they are fixed and some of the cases they are not fixed. They have different shape of the cells because they carry out different functions. So for the adaptation point of view, their shapes are variable. Now the number of cells or size of the cell, the smallest cell is a bacterial cell, example I told the mycoplasma, and the largest cell is the ostrich egg cell, and in the plant cell Acetabularia, it is an algae which is about 10 cm long. In the human being, the largest cell is the nerve cell and the smallest cell is the RBC or sperm cell. Next, what are the different components of the cells? The component of the cells are plasma membrane and protoplasm. We are not taking here the cell wall because cell wall is present only in the plant cell. So in the plant cell, the structural component is cell wall, plasma membrane, protoplasm. A cell without cell wall is known as protoplast. Protoplast included plasma membrane, nucleus and cytoplasm. The plasma membrane is the outermost layer of animal cell, but it is the second layer in the plant cell. Protoplasm, it is a viscous fluid jelly-like structure and it has a two component, that is the cytoplasm and the nucleus. Cytoplasm having the cell organelles, vacuoles and inclusions, cell inclusions, and the nucleus, it has a four component area, or that is the four structural part, that is nuclear membrane, nucleolus, nucleoplast, and a fructose-like structure that we call the chromatin fiber, and chromatin fiber later on changes to the chromosome when the cells start to divide. Thanks for watching this video. Till today it is enough, and very soon we will discuss the next part of the subtopic of the chapter number 1, cell and cell, the structural and functional unit of life. Now we will coming on the different function of cell organelles in the next video. Once again, thank you very much.